Hello everyone, and welcome to the YouTube channel of Being ACCA. This is Tushita Gupta, and with me I have Punya Agarwal. We have Sir Anshul Mittal with us today, and we could not be more honored to have you, sir. A very warm welcome to you. Let me introduce him a little bit. So, Anshul Mittal sir is a qualified chartered accountant and a great tutor and mentor for ACCA students. We have always recommended your videos to whoever asks us for knowledge level and skill level classes. So it's really, we feel very blessed to have you for a session specifically today with us. And Punya will now begin with the first segment, which is the general questions that are asked by our audience. Okay.
Okay, first thing, I'm really happy to get in touch with both of you, and it's really an honor for me also. First, I'm very happy that you both have cleared your ACCA affiliate,
Thank you.
and जल्दी जल्दी से member बनो. And ठीक है. And दूसरा, it's the thing that you are doing on YouTube and Instagram. I've seen your Instagram. It's really good, and I'm sure that ये जो मेरी video है, जो हम आज discuss करेंगे, that is going to help a lot of students. And your and my main motive is just to help students as much as we can.
Yeah.
So yeah, Punya, yes, you can start.
Okay, so the first question is, can knowledge level students do all of the three or four papers by self-studying? Do you think that classes are necessary for knowledge level specifically?
See, it depends upon. Acha, first thing I need to know that is it okay for English Hindi or just English?
It would be better if we do it in English because there are
Okay.
mixed audience.
Okay, see, knowledge level, if you want to start knowledge level, first of all, what I ask my student is that I need to know whether they have done their class 11th and 12th in commerce or not. So they are from commerce background or not. If they are from commerce background, so I would say yes, they can do it by self study. But if they're not from commerce background, then definitely they should join some center. And although I have my YouTube channel where student can watch and can learn, and my channel is open to all the students, even if they are from a non-commerce background. But yes, I should believe that they should have a mentor with them for the students who have done their class 11th and 12th from non-commerce background. And from commerce background, what I would suggest to all is that for F1 is pure self-study. F1 can be done by self-study. Okay, because F1 is complete theory, and that subject is a mix of class 11th and 12th business studies and economics. F2 is a subject which is new to all. Okay, because F2 is not covered in 11th and 12th syllabus. So for F2, it would be better if students take a coaching. They can watch, they can do self-study. I have my YouTube channel. I mean to say that apart from self-study, they need to learn it from some tutor, either my YouTube channel, either by from any coaching center. Yeah. Because F2 they have not done earlier. There are a lot of new concepts in F2, and F2 is like a smaller version of F5. Yeah. So when the student will be doing F5, so he or she should know the background through F2. And same for F3. F3 is like mix of it's accounts of class 11th and 12th. Yeah. Okay, but what I have seen from past all after discussing with all my students, that in F3 the questions that are asked in class 11th and 12th are very different from the questions that are being asked in ACCA. Because in 11th and 12th, students mostly work on solving the question, getting the answer. That's it. They don't actually get into the concepts. I'm very sure all the students who have done their commerce from 11th, they've done 11th and 12th in commerce. In 11th, they have not read the theory part of any chapter, and that too in 12th as well. But in ACCA, you have to get hold of the theory. You have to get the concepts clear. So for F3, I would recommend students that they should start F3 by their own. I have my channel. You can watch. Students can watch that channel. But if in case they feel like no, our concepts need to be cleared personally, then they should go for coaching. So for F3, for all the complete knowledge level, if I say in a crux, F1 can be done by self-study. F2 better would be if you go for coaching. And F3 depends. First, view the subject. Try to do one chapter. If you are able to, then fine. If not, then you should go for coaching.
Yes, I think exactly this is exactly what we also recommend to people who ask us this similar question.
Right.
So yeah. Second question is that how can students, a beginner, can start with ACCA and what all resources can they use?
Okay. So I'll tell you the path. I'll tell you the path in which they go. So first thing, it depends if a student is through FIA route or ACCA qualification route. Okay, so FIA route, I have made a lot of videos on my YouTube channel saying that even if a student is through FIA route, he or she can do what exactly a ACCA qualification route, the things that can be done in ACCA qualification route. I mean, like in FIA route, there are three papers: FFA, FMA, FBT, and the three papers are exactly same as F1, F2, and F3. So that depends upon the route. And what I would suggest, the way in which they should start ACCA is that first they should pick F3 and F1.
Yeah.
It's not right for me to say, or it's right for any student to pick all the three subjects simultaneously. It's going to be very difficult. So start with F3 and F1 first, because F3 and F1 are the subjects which they already knew, already have studied in their class 11th and 12th. So start with F3 and F1, and once you do these subjects, then go for F2. And regarding the material resources for knowledge level, I think that uh, Kaplan and BPP, both books are good. ACCA now have their own resources as well. Okay, ACCA Study Hub. ACCA Study Hub I've seen. It's good. It's really good, but it's too vast.
Yeah.
If you read it, na, the syllabus, the thing that they have covered, they have covered the entire entire concept in detailed. I mean, like if a student do no, study from the study hub, na, it will take approximate 2 to 3 months for him to just complete the syllabus. It's too vast. So it's better that for knowledge level, you can either pick Kaplan or you can either pick BPP. That totally depends. But what I recommend is that even if you choose Kaplan or BPP study text, you should do exam kit of both the authors. Kaplan and BPP exam kit is good to be done for both the authors. It's really important because ACCA is all about understanding the concept and understanding what is being asked in the question. You are not going to be asked like a simple question that tell the answer, yeah, what is the figure. It will be twisted. There will be a lot of things, and it totally depends upon the language of the who is making the question. So it's better that exam kit should be done from both the authors, and study text either Kaplan or BPP, both are fine.
So this is how we also started. We picked up F1 and F3 together. So I think that's pretty much the best approach that a student who's just starting off can take. So totally
Right.
agree.
So the next question is that do you think that after completing the knowledge level, it is beneficial for students to go for internships?
Mm, that's a good question. I would recommend student to first at least clear some of their skill level exams. Okay. And nowadays, you might be knowing that students who are doing graduation from Delhi University and a lot of other colleges, those students are getting conditional exemptions. We'll discuss about that. We'll discuss about that. I think you have made a question. If not, then I'll add this question and I'll explain about this because this is really important topic that knowledge level students should know. So I should say that if a student is has done his knowledge level, then he should at least do 4 or 5 skill level papers. Then he should or she should go for internship. I'll tell you the reason. The reason is if you go to internship either under a CA or in a company, they would expect that a student should know something detailed
Yeah.
because knowledge level is nothing linked with any kind of job. It's just a base. If you do F6, that is taxation. If you do F7, that is financial reporting, IFRS. If you do F9, that is financial management, all the present valuation and all. F8, auditing. So when you do a skill level subject, then you enhance your knowledge and that helps you to get a better job, better internship. So it's better at least to do 3 to 4 papers of skill level and then go for internship.
Definitely, totally agree with you, sir. So with this, we come to an end to the first segment. This is the second segment now, where we have questions from our side, and the first question itself is about exemptions, which you were just saying. So the question that I want to ask is, first of all, what is your take on exemptions? So many institutes are now also claiming that there will be 5 exemptions that the graduate students can get. So do you think that the students should take this?
See, I've gone through exemption calculator a lot of times because I need to check on the colleges who are providing conditional exemptions. So a lot of institutes, colleges are there who are affiliated with ACCA, and in those colleges, if you start your graduation, you get 4 exemptions. That is F1 to F4. There are some colleges like Delhi University, In that, if you join, you will get exemption for F1 to F4 and F6,
Okay.
not F5, F6. Okay. So if any student comes to me and asks me, sir, should we take exemption? So I would say to students that first of all, you should know why the exemptions are given. The reason why these exemptions are given is because in the universities, those subjects are being taught in one way or the other. That's why exemptions are given. And F6, I would say F6 is a subject. If you're getting the exemption, you should definitely take it, because F6 is UK taxation, which is very different from the Indian taxation. In your graduation, you will be learning Indian taxation. So if you're doing graduation, you are learning Indian taxation, and again you are learning UK taxation. That's going to be very difficult for a student. As a professional, that's a different thing, but as a student, you need to learn one aspect of one thing: income tax, this tax. So it's better that you take F6 exemption. It's better that you take F1 exemption. It's better if you take F4 exemption, because these three subjects are not which are linked with any other paper, and they are theory and they are mostly covered in your graduation. F3 exemption can also be taken, but F3 and F2 subject, I say, even if a student takes exemption, he or she needs to study that subject, because it's the base for F7 and F5. So even if you are taking exemption, you can take exemption, not an issue. But still, you will have to read the subject in properly, because when you start with your F5, you will not understand anything, because that's a extended version of F2.
Yeah.
And F7 is extended version of F3. A lot of topics are in F7. They've left that part intentionally by saying that it is already being covered in F3. So that's the thing. For you can definitely take exemption. My suggestion would be for F2 and F3, don't take exemption. Do give exam, because when you have to give exam, na, you will study the subject properly. But when you know you have taken the exemption, you will feel like chodo yaar, let's leave that part. You will read it just for fun, not for gaining entire knowledge of the subject. So it's better that you take classes for F2 and F3 and give the exam. But F1, F4 and F6, you can definitely take the exemptions. And the way to take exemption is like, you should not directly apply for the exemption.
Okay.
First give F2 and F3 exam, then give exemption, because if initially you claim exemption, you will get exemption for all the papers.
Okay.
And if you take exemptions, you both know that exemption fees is exactly the same fees that you have to pay for giving the exam. So it's not the it's there's no difference. If you take classes for F2 and F3, that's going to
Yeah.
be added cost. But claiming exemption or giving the paper will not save money if you claim exemption.
Yes, definitely. So the next question is, pretty much you have covered this, but still just to shed a little bit more light on this. So FA and BT are papers that students are usually able to get through easily because this is something that they have previously studied. But the MA paper is something that they have not usually covered in their 11th and 12th. There are completely new topics, and then it adds on to your F5 paper also. So, how would you suggest that the students should approach this paper so that they form a strong foundation for their F5 exam also, considering F5 exam has horrible pass rates?
Now I'll tell you the base. F7 pass rates of India is lowest in the world. You can check the record. F7 pass rate of Indian students, Indian ACCA students, is the lowest in the whole world, all the countries. This must be something new for you, but check it. You will get to know.
Okay.
So the reason behind F5 and F7 both pass rates are low. The reason is only this: because students don't give focus on F2 and F3.
Yeah.
They just do F7 and F5 just to clear the paper. First intention of all the students is like, we have to score 50 plus marks. We have to pass. That's the worst mentality students have in mind before appearing for the paper. I always, in most of my videos, whenever I make a motivational video or something, I always say that make a target of 85 plus. Don't make a target of 50 plus. So that's the only thing. And regarding the question that you asked, that F2 is a different subject, which is students has not covered in 11th and 12th. How should they start it? So F2, F2 is a subject that is pretty much bit of F3 and pretty much bit of conceptual. F2, I'll not get in detail, but F2 is a subject in which you have to find costing of a product. In F3 we don't in 11th and 12th we have not done anything. In F3 also we have just calculated inventory, costing of inventory, that's it, inventory chapter. But in F2 you will get to know in detail about how to calculate a cost of the product, so that you can add the profit margin and then you can decide the selling price. It's not just you can add the direct cost and this is the cost. There are a lot of other costs involved in it.
Exactly.
So you have to, when you start F2, it's a subject, it has a lot of other things as well. This thing is a part cost accounting, other part is management accounting, where you'll get to learn about forecasting, budgeting, variances, a lot of other things. So F2, when you start studying, you can either directly start a coaching, you can join a coaching center, okay, or otherwise you can watch my videos, start watching my videos. The way you should start F2 is read a chapter, try to understand the chapter first, then try to do the exam kit.
Yeah.
If you are getting hold of that chapter, then only move on to the next chapter. Like for example, there is a chapter in which standard deviation, mean, median, mode, coefficient of variances, and normal distribution, lot of things are there, and most of the students have doubts in those. Normal distribution is the chapter a lot of students get confused in normal distribution, and which I believe is to be very easy. So what you have to do, you feel also easy or difficult?
Sir, as you're saying these terms, I'm getting my trauma back.
No, these are actually very easy, but the thing is, when we read something, standard deviation, formula, that we become scared.
Yeah.
That scares us, and just because of that, we restrict our mind to learn it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what can be done? Whatever chapter you are studying for F2, you can watch my video. You can go to coaching center. I'm keeping on saying this again and again. So the only intention is that you cannot do F2 by only self study.
Yeah.
You need to have a mentor with you, either through YouTube or personal. And in F2, when you do a chapter, it's very important to do the exam kit along with, because while doing the exam kit, students will get to know what kind of questions can come from that chapter. Because in F3 and F1, F1 is complete theory,
Yeah.
F3 is accounts. Students know a bit what kind of questions that can come, debit, credit, and all. But in F2, they don't know.
Yeah.
There are different kind of budgets. Hamara, it's like budgeted, standard for actual, lot of other terms. So you have to read F2 and you have to give time. Some students say, sir, we have completed F1 in 1 month, we have completed F3 in 1.5 months, so we can complete F2 in 1.5 months. Don't think like that. Take proper time. F2 needs 2 months. F2 is a subject that needs your 2 months. So this is how you should study. Read one chapter. Till the time you don't have the hold, or you don't have hold on that chapter, you should not move on to the next chapter. And to see if you are doing right or wrong, read the chapter, do the exam kit. While doing the exam kit, no need to see the solutions. Solve all the questions by your own. Check how many questions are right and how many questions are wrong. If you think that you are getting 70 to 80% questions right, then only you can move to the next chapter. Otherwise, it's better that to revise that chapter. And if you are not able to learn that chapter, then of course, if you are doing self-study, then you can start watching videos. If you are watching videos and still you are not able to understand, then you can find a good tutor.
Totally agree with you on that, sir. So the
I
last
think I didn't. I think this is what you are expected. I think I didn't miss anything in this.
Yeah,
No,
perfectly. You answered the question well. So,
Okay.
the last question in this segment that we have is, so I think that you also have a YouTube video on this, but to have a crisp take on this again. So, there are a lot of institutes that will offer you a one-off package for all the tuitions of all the papers combined at once. And a lot of institutes are also, getting students to take loans to pay this one-off amount at a time. So, do you think something like this is really needed, or is this more to trap students or put them into some sort of a scam so that they just go
pay.
for only one tuition and they are not able to switch their tuition provider to some other tutor also?
Uh, See, I have already made a video on this and a detailed video. But in crux, I would say that I know there are things that are going on in the market, and that those are really wrong. Lot of students are suffering because of that. See, what I believe is that if a tutor, like I'm also taking classes, I've started taking online classes, as I think you might know. So a lot of students ask me about some discounts. I say I cannot give you much discount because the price that I've kept is the best price. So if a coaching center is asking a student that if you take one subject, we'll take 15,000, but if you take three subjects, then we will give you for 30,000, 2 plus 1. If you take the entire course fee, entire course at once, we will give you at a lesser price. That's really wrong on the institute's part, because that's, I'll not say that's a trap. See, nowadays everyone has to earn money. Everyone has in mind that I have to earn money, and to safeguard themselves, they take the fees of the entire course. That even if student doesn't understand, we have the fees.
Yeah.
We have the fees. If a student doesn't understand, doesn't matter. If he or she wants to go, they can go. We got our fees. This is really wrong. And to the students, I'll not talk about the institutes in detail. I'll talk about what students can do. It's always better if you start ACCA, you can go with subject wise or just level wise, like just for knowledge level. Don't take coaching for pay fees for entire ACC. Take for knowledge level all the three papers, then 2 to 3 papers of skill level, then 2 to 3 papers of skill level. It's there is no harm to being taught by different tutors, one from Delhi, one from Mumbai, one from Kerala. It really doesn't matter. You are the one who are paying, and they are the one who are providing services. They cannot question you why you have not taken these classes from us, why you have taken classes from the other tutor. You are paying fees. Like for example, if you are going for a haircut, this time you went to some other person. Next time you went to some other person, you'll go to other person because you don't like this job. So this person shouldn't call you why you are going to that person.
Yeah.
It's your money, you are paying, you are not liking the services. So there is no harm to being taught by different tutors. Like there are good tutors for F5, there are good tutors for F7, there are good tutors for F9. So you can search and you can work accordingly, but never pay entire fees at once. It would be harm for you, because if a institute also is taking the entire fees now, then their mentality is just to take the fees.
Yeah.
They are not providing quality classes. Reason? Because if a teacher is providing quality classes, he or she knows the value. They cannot say that if you take the entire fees, for a subject for which we are charging 15,000, we can get it for 8,000. This is the point. So students have to be very safe. Okay, and you can ask the student to watch my video. I've explained everything in detail in that video. Also in that video, if students want to specifically see which all institutes are doing this, they can see the comments. I'll not name.
True. I think that this is something whenever you are in the industry and you see something going wrong, it is more like a moral responsibility of yours to call that out, to create awareness for that, so that the community itself does not suffer, continues to suffer because of that. It's important to raise awareness so that people can then make their decisions once they get to know about, once they have all information that they need. So I think.
But I'll tell you, Tushita, one thing. Nowadays, things are actually different. The reason is, see, people like, I'll not say people like me. I always try to do the best which I can for the students. But there are people who try to let me down in one way or the other. I'll tell you, I've got calls from institutes. I've got threatening calls from institutes as well. But it's see, I took this step. I didn't stop that time. It was my choice.
Yeah.
But there might be a step if a person do this thing, he's trying, like for example, just an example, you are trying to you are helping the students in one way or the other. You get a call from an institute that you are ACCA, and if you do these things, will complain in ACC about you. Just an example. Then you might fear. Okay, so that's the thing. I think it's not what best I am doing is I'm telling about telling the students that you should not pay the entire fees, but it's not right to take the names of the institute.
Yeah.
It's not right to go against anyone. The right now the time is that whatever you want to say, we have a freedom of speech, but while saying anything, you should never ever say bad about anything. Either you can say good thing, or you should not say anything, but never ever. I'm telling this to you both, because you are doing this, you are doing the good thing for students, and there might be a time that you will feel like that someone say, okay, I've been through this thing, please do something, and you might take a step to help that person, but maybe that step is not right. So you being helping the students, just restrict to helping them, but not defaming anyone.
Yeah.
It's the only thing, and this is the only the way how you will survive. Like, it's a good example. If you say anything against the government, then there will be people on the road to kill you,
Yeah.
ready to kill you. Who are you to say anything about this person? So this is the thing. Time has changed. Freedom of speech just is limited to saying good thing or don't say anything. Don't say bad about anyone.
Okay, so now let's move on to the last segment that we have, which is like a fun, light-hearted segment with you. And the very first thing we want to ask you is what do you like to do when you are not teaching or you're not working?
Okay. See, YouTube is my passion. Making videos on YouTube is my passion. So when I am taking classes, that's the kind of job that I'm doing. But I am not taking classes. I am free. I like to record a video
Okay.
of any topic, because see, like, if you have done your ACC, you are ACC affiliate now. Let's take an example. You're not doing job. You are sitting at home. You might feel what can be done.
Yeah.
Okay, let's we have a topic. Let's make a video of it. This is what you will also love to do.
Yeah.
So my time is whenever I am free, I think of a topic कि क्या हो सकता है, and I try to make a video on it. And if I just want to get away with everything, then the best thing is I wear these headphones. I go for a walk in the park.
Okay.
That's the only thing I do. I don't have any other habit. Photography is something which I love to do. Whenever I go somewhere, then I try to take some pictures in a professional way.
Okay.
But as in, this is the only hobby I have.
Okay.
Okay. So now we have some this or that questions for you. You can be as quick in answering them as you can. So the
Okay,
first one is studying or teaching.
studying.
Okay. Fav
Reason, you want me to tell the reason?
you can,
Because
yeah, because this is something different we have heard.
I'll tell you the reason.
Yeah.
Teaching, studying, and teaching. You cannot teach if you don't study that.
True.
So
Yeah.
first thing is always study. If
Indeed.
you study, you get to know about that thing. You are good in that. Then only you can teach.
True. Okay. Favorite knowledge level paper.
F2,
Taking live
because
classes.
that's easy to teach. I'll tell you. F3 and F1 are difficult to teach. F2 is easy.
Okay.
I also like F2.
Okay. Taking live classes or checking mocks.
Taking live classes because I love to talk.
Knowledge level or skill level. Like which one do you like to teach better?
Right now I'm better at knowledge level, but I'm putting my head into skill level as well.
Okay.
But the knowledge level would be the answer.
ACCA Study Hub or traditional BPP Kaplan kits.
Mm, BPP Kaplan exam kits. I'll tell you the reason also, because students will be watching this video. In Study Hub, the question level is same. If there are 18 questions, they have the same level of questions. But in BPP or Kaplan, if you do the exam kit questions, they have mixed level questions, higher level questions and lower level questions.
Mm-hmm.
And they also have a lot of mocks. In the end, you can see a lot of mocks,
Yeah.
mixed bank question that consists questions from every chapter, which ACCA Study Hub doesn't have. I recommend students to go for ACCA Study Hub also, but first preference would be to do exam kit questions of Kaplan or BPP.
Yes. Okay. So lastly, corporate world or teaching.
Teaching.
Okay. So with this, we come to an end to the session. Lastly, we just want you to let our knowledge level students know some tips and tricks which if they are appearing for an exam in the coming quarter or something, what tips and tricks do you want to give to them?
See, if you are, that depends also, because I always take scenarios. I don't just give a straightway answer.
Yeah.
It depends upon situation. So it depends when you are giving your exam. If you have 1 month left, then the scenario is different. If you have 1 week left, then the scenario is different. I'll talk about if you have 1 week left, because that's the part where students are like puzzled. The students are like they are very tense and all. So I'll take away a bit of tension from this. So in the last week, what you can do, 2 days before the exam, those days should just be kept for a quick revision, nothing else. Because if a day before exam you do some question and you are not able to get the answer, you will get confused and you will get demotivated a lot. So it's better, because in the last day you cannot just revise, you cannot just learn everything. It's just a revision. So it's better for the last 2 days before the exam, you keep it for entire revision of the syllabus. You can also read exam kit question as well. Don't need to solve, just read the question, read the answer, read the question, read the answer. So that should be kept for the last 2 days. And before that, like if from now, after 7 days you have the exam, the first thing right now is expected that student has completed the entire syllabus.
Yeah.
It's not 11th and 12th that a student is planning that just one day before the exam I'll finish the entire syllabus. It's not like that. ACCA is different. So 7 days before the exam, it is expected that you complete your entire syllabus along with the exam kit questions. So first thing, you should do a mock, either through Kaplan exam kit, through BPP exam kit. In ACCA Study Hub also, I think they have a mock for knowledge level.
Yeah.
So do a mock and see how much marks you are getting. If you are getting 60, 70 marks, don't be happy. Those are not at all good marks. 80, 85 marks plus are only good. So if you're getting 60, 70 marks, try to focus on the chapters in which you are getting wrong answers, which you are not able to understand. Work on those and do another mock. Till the time you don't score 80 plus in the mock, I wouldn't recommend them to go for the exam, because it's a knowledge level exam. You can postpone it, not an issue. It's not a skill level base that you have a fixed date. You can postpone. So it's better to take time and then give the exam, because I've seen lot of knowledge level students are not able to clear just by 1 or 2 marks.
Yeah.
49, 48, 49, 48. A lot of students I've seen. So it's better that just give one mock, see your result. Definitely in the first mock you're not able to, you'll not get 85 plus.
Yeah. Of course.
You'll get 60, 70. Work on the chapters, then give another mock and try to get 85 plus. If you're getting 80, 85 plus, then good. Take a break for one day, enjoy, and 2 days before the exam, just revision. And the most important part for those 7 days are, take proper sleep. It's very important. Take proper sleep. Give your mind some time to relax and try to be active all the time. As in, like, I'll give you a small example to both of you as well.
Yeah.
You both are right-handed, right? Okay. So let's say, for example, if you have this spray with you. So normally when you use this bottle, it's spray bottle, when you use it, you spray like this. Your brain has nothing to do with this. But try to do this with your left hand. Your brain will think,
Yeah.
what can be done? Oh, this. Try to calm from left hand. Start doing things which you are doing from the right hand from left hand. Small things.
Okay.
Try to eat food with your left hand, because you need to keep your mind active.
Yeah.
Mind and body is something. If it is active, it will work better. If you don't go to work, if you don't go to gym, if you don't work out, your body will not be good, in a good shape. Same is for mind. If your mind is not active, your cells will be dead and you won't be able to study properly.
Right.
So it's better to do something. I've made a video on this. Try to sit for 10 minutes. I'm talking about those 7 days before the exam. Try to sit for 5-6 minutes, 10 minutes. Close your eyes and just listen to what you are here, what is going on around. Don't think anything. Just listen, whatever it is. That. And as I say, try to use your left hand in most of the things. Like if you're drinking water, also we always use right hand to drink water. We pick glass from the right hand. Try to do it from the left hand. It will be fun, and you will see, yes, mind is actually working. And third thing is, make a proper sleep routine. It's not, I would say that sleep routine should be 10 to 6. It can be 12 to 8. It can be night 2 to 10.
Yeah.
It doesn't depend upon the timings, because the point what a lot of students are facing, and actually they are this is a problem, is I plan that I'll sleep at 10. I plan that I sleep at 10. From now onwards, I'll sleep at 10. I have an exam 4 days from now, I'll sleep at 10. But this is not possible. 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. It takes, then I'll sleep at 2.
Yeah.
So this is the issue a lot of students are facing. So it's better that if you're sleeping at 2, accept it and make a routine that I'll sleep at 2 only. So that you get a proper sleep and you get a proper time to study. At least from 10 to 2, you will not try to sleep, that you are not able to sleep. You're not able to do anything else, because in mind you want to sleep. but actually your body is not allowing you to sleep. So it's better to utilize that time. So just make the work on these three things apart from studies, and definitely in any exam, not in knowledge level, in any exam, they will do the best.
Those were some very useful tips, and not just for ACC exams, but also generally, if you use them in life, you'll think that it's a better way of living. So, thank you so much for this. And with this, we have come to an end to this session. Thank you so much, sir, for taking out time for the knowledge level students. And I hope that they will be benefiting from this in the coming times that we post this video. So, thank you so much.
I would like to thank you too. Okay, you invited me for this, and it was really I really enjoyed this. TK, I really enjoyed this, and I always try to go to a platform where I can help students. So one way or the other, you two are helping students. It was really a good discussion, and the questions that you were asked were really to the point question, which a lot of ACC students need to know.